Swiping right. Could it be the start of love or a death sentence? Welcome to the dark, glitter-soaked world of Vampires of the Velvet Lounge 2026. A modern vampire horror comedy that blends historical lore, southern gothic flair, and a dash of digital age dating disaster. The film begins in the sultry streets of Savannah, Georgia, where a back-alley absinthe bar hides a deadly secret. Here, the legendary Countess Elizabeth Báthory, played by Mena Suvari, runs her glamorous vampire coven. But this is no ordinary coven. Elizabeth and her companions, Joan, played by Eisley, and Helena, played by Sarah Dumont, feed not on hunted prey, but on lonely singles, lured in through the very thing most of us use to find love, dating apps. But what happens next changes everything. Elizabeth, transformed into a green fairy-like creature, seduces her unsuspecting victims, blurring the line between hallucination and horror. The bar is her stage. The patrons? They are her dinner. It's shocking, decadent, and undeniably sinister. Yet even centuries-old vampires are not infallible. One wrong swipe and the predators may become the prey. Enter Cora, played by Dichen Lachman, a former assassin turned vampire hunter. Trained by a shadowy Watchers Council or perhaps a Vatican-like organization represented by Tom Berenger, Cora is no ordinary hero. She's cunning, methodical, and ready to infiltrate Elizabeth's deadly playground. Cora's mission seems straightforward: spy on Elizabeth, find her weaknesses, and prevent more innocent lives from being lost. But things are never that simple when centuries of vampiric cunning are involved. Meanwhile, a trio of unsuspecting men, tech bros played by Tyrese Gibson, Lochlyn Munro, and Dorff, log on to the dating app, unknowingly signing up for the most terrifying night of their lives. And yes, you guessed it, fangs, blood, and chaos await. No one expected what happens next, because Elizabeth's hunger is not just for blood, it's for control, seduction, and immortality. As the night begins, the lines between predator and prey blur, and nothing goes as planned. The coven lures the men with charm and a surreal, hallucinogenic environment. Elizabeth's absinthe bar feels like a fever dream, glittering green lights, shadows dancing on walls, and an eerie pulse that makes every sip feel like a dangerous indulgence. Dorff's character, Randall, immediately stands out. He's brash, overconfident, and utterly unprepared for the supernatural terror he walks into. His companions are equally clueless, adding tension and unexpected moments of dark comedy. Meanwhile, Cora infiltrates the lounge, posing as a patron. Every step she takes is calculated. Every glance, every whispered word, a test. She watches as Elizabeth manipulates, seduces, and ultimately strikes. But the coven's plan begins to unravel. Dorff's character is bitten. The transformation is swift, terrifying, and grotesque, but in a way that fits the film's campy grindhouse aesthetic. Blood splatters, screams echo, and suddenly the hunters are no longer in control. Eisley's Joan steals the scenes she's in. Unpredictable and feral, she oscillates between devotion to Elizabeth and an instinctive desire for freedom. She represents the chaos lurking in every immortal heart, love and cruelty entwined, a bond both passionate and codependent. Meanwhile, Helena and the other vampires execute chaotic, over-the-top attacks, pedestrians, unsuspecting bystanders, anyone in the wrong place at the wrong time. Blood flies, fangs pierce, and the bar erupts into a glittering, grotesque spectacle of horror. No one is safe, and just when it seems the night has peaked, Cora makes her move. No one expected what happens next. Elizabeth, now aware of Cora's true identity, sets a trap. The hunter and the hunted become pawns in a deadly game. Cora must navigate blood-soaked hallways, deadly illusions, and the seductive power of a vampire queen who sees immortality as both a weapon and an art form. Stephen Dorff's transformation complicates everything. Once a victim, he now wields his newfound strength with reckless abandon, tearing through both humans and vampires alike. The trio of men are either casualties or unwilling participants in a night that descends further into chaos. The film's midsection is a dizzying mix of absinthe-fueled hallucinations, fight sequences, and confrontations that feel both grotesque and stylish. Cora confronts Elizabeth for the first time face to face. Their battle isn't just physical, it's psychological. Elizabeth attempts to bend Cora to her will, promising power, immortality, and a release from her mortal duties. But Cora is no ordinary human. Trained, disciplined, and relentless, she fights not just for survival, but to prevent the coven from controlling more lives. Joan, meanwhile, oscillates between chaos and compassion. Her bond with Elizabeth is tested as she witnesses the growing conflict between her mistress and the vampire hunter. Eisley's performance makes this internal struggle palpable, a rare moment of humanization amid the over-the-top spectacle. Each moment raises the stakes, every choice could be fatal, and the deeper Cora goes into Elizabeth's world, the more she realizes that the line between hunter and hunted is thinner than she ever imagined. As the night reaches its climax, the story takes a turn you won't see coming. The final showdown is a chaotic ballet of violence, seduction, and supernatural power. Elizabeth confronts Cora fully, attempting to turn her into a thrall. But Cora's resolve is unyielding. With Joan's unpredictable loyalty swinging the outcome, the battle reaches a fever pitch. Dorff's Randall, fully transformed, plays a critical role. His uncontrolled power adds tension, forcing both hunter and vampire to navigate shifting alliances. The sequence is bloody, surreal, and visually striking, an amalgam of grindhouse horror, gothic atmosphere, and neon-soaked absurdity. By the end, the coven's hold is broken, but the resolution is bittersweet. Cora survives, but the threat of Elizabeth and her kind lingers. The ending leaves room for interpretation, a potential franchise, or simply a haunting reminder of the seductive, immortal darkness lurking behind modern life's familiar facades. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the glitter-soaked chaos of Vampires of the Velvet Lounge, hit that like button and subscribe for more full-story breakdowns of the strangest, darkest, and most fascinating films out there. And remember, next time you swipe right, be careful who's lurking on the other side.